Hi, welcome to our podcast, Above Deck, a below deck breakdown podcast. I'm Sarah Goldman, coming to you from my home office here in Charleston, South Carolina, and with me is my college roommate and co-host, Kelly.
I'm Kelly Busby, a former radio host and the person who is single-handedly trying to bring back the classic scents to Bath and Body Works. You know, the pearberry, sunripe, and raspberry country apple, just saying. Les Wexner, if you're listening, call me. Coming to you from my home studio in Columbus. Together, we hosted the Socks with Sandals radio show on WFAL in Bowling Green, Ohio, and we are back at it again this week to discuss Below Deck and our love of all things Bravo. Today, we'll be discussing Below Deck Med Season 8, Episode 16. Guess who's coming to dinner?
Here's your finale recap. The guests are treated to a foam party and a red carpet surf and turf dinner. Captain Sandy has dinner with the crew, and the last night out turns into a sloppy revenge-kissing night. The crew departs after a challenging season. Kelly, what do you think about the finale?
I looked at the charter guests completely different during this episode, particularly Jeff and Stephanie. But other than that, I thought it was an okay episode. They rushed through it like they have been lately for the finales, but it's all right.
Yeah, they did give plenty of time for the crew night out. I kind of noticed that.
Yeah, that was nice.
Which was good. So when the episode starts out, it's the second day of the on the dock charter, as we're calling it. Jack's on the phone with Natalya, and she plans to come for a drink on the last night out.
This is going to go so sideways,
Of course.
and it's going to happen so fast because not only is she talking to Jack, but she's also talking to Luka, and she's talking to Laura. So
yep,
it's going to get out. I know she thinks that he thinks that she's being sneaky with him, but of course, in true Natalya fashion, she's being sneaky with everybody.
Yes. So everything is going to fall on Toomey with this last day because the guests can't do water sports. So she arranges to have a pool party for the guests with foam. And she and Kyle are going to take the guests to Portofino for lunch and shopping. And then Lily and Max are going to set up the foam party. And then Jess is going to stay behind and be cleaning, setting up for this red carpet dinner.
Toomey is handling this all very well, at least on the outside. On the inside, I'm sure she is screaming like crazy, but she is doing very well.
Yeah, definitely. So Max is goofing around. He has a pirate hat on decks. He's hanging from things. And he looked like Sloth from Goonies when he slides down the sail, like with the knife. Right?
Where did the hat come from?
I don't know.
He did look like Sloth. Like, that was, oh my gosh, that is, now I cannot unsee that. That's hilarious.
We'll have to put those together on Instagram. Hey, you guys.
So I'm thinking the hat may have been from the Orbison's family charter.
Oh, yeah. Probably
where they had the pirate party, but
it looked very
what
realistic.
A random time to pull it out.
So meanwhile, Toomey and Kyle are in Portofino. They're shopping with the guests. This looks so fun. They're eating gelato.
This is definitely on my bucket list. And going to that restaurant, it looks so pretty, and the view was gorgeous.
I really want to go. So Stephanie is complaining about her lack of a cell signal, and I just was thinking, Stephanie, shut the F up. Go buy yourself something expensive in Italian. Jeff says he's counting the hours until he can get back to Ohio.
What brats.
I know. And these two just do not deserve a luxury vacation. And Victor, I'm talking directly to you now. Next time, take us. Like, we'll appreciate it and we won't complain about anything.
We'll help. Like,
whatever you need, I'll carry your luggage.
We're on it.
So, Toomey is slightly worried about Max and Lily doing the pool party together, and rightly so. Watching these two carry the boxes of stuff to the beach club was so painful.
I was worried, especially because they had the timed clock showing what time it was and like where they were and then where everybody else was, and I'm like, this is not going to happen.
No. So one of the guests, before they leave, they say that the beach club is probably a shipyard. And after that tour that they went on of the industrial port, I don't blame them.
So when they get there, they walk in and they kept saying it was like Panama's Beach, Spring Break, or Palm Beach or something like that. They're just going to say very Panama Beach, very Panama Beach. And I'm like, yeah, it's like MTV's, Spring Break.
Yeah, Totally.
Yeah. Totally.
So I loved Max reading the directions for the foam thingy in French. He spoke so
So
fast
fast.
and he can't get it to do much. And
Yeah.
the guests, Toomey and Kyle, arrive to halfway blown up floats, no music, a foam machine that is just like spitting out some suds, and it's totally lame. What we really needed was Natalya to set up this party.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Lily hands the guests these blue shots that look like Listerine.
The blue shots are back, baby. Love it. Even the guests were like, what is this? It's blue flavor, of course. Like, come on.
It's blue. Kyle says that Max and Lily spent hours organizing this foam party where there is no foam and no party.
It was dreadful. Like, I was embarrassed for them.
I was too. It was
Yeah.
terrible. So Toomey has Lily distract the guests with some pool games, and Kyle gets to work on this foam machine. Finally, they add another thing of whatever makes the soap, and the
Yeah.
foam gets going. And it does look pretty fun.
Kyle yells, best foam party ever. But he really did save the event.
Yeah.
And now I want a foam machine.
Definitely. I could see like wanting to do this. I like it made me think of the Below Deck OG with charter guest Steve who yells more foam Bosun. And yeah, I like when they did the foam parties like on the boat. Side note,
Yes.
I want to do an Instagram post of the most memorable charter guests across like the whole franchise.
Oh, fun.
So listeners, send us your favorites and we'll put something together. Okay, so back to the boat. Jess has set a beautiful table for dinner. Jack has prepared a lot of food for the surf and turf night.
He just kept saying, I want them to be like, this is too much food. This is too much.
Yeah, he said he wanted them to ask for doggy bags, and he said something
Yeah.
about like pulling out a drawer full of steak
Yeah.
or something.
Open the drawers. There's food everywhere, steaks in the drawers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have another awkward moment with Jeff and Stephanie. Someone asks him where his suit is from, and he kind of pauses and then he says a vintage store. And then Stephanie chimes in, he has no clothes. We live in an apartment and he has to go to the rummage sale. And he's like, shut up.
Yeah.
These people are so odd.
Well, why would she do that to him? Like, there's
no.
I mean, it looked like a vintage suit. Like he could have easily gotten away with just say, and just let it go. But they are very odd. And from what I understand, this is not an act. They are truly like this every day. I do have insider information.
Yeah, maybe we should talk about this now. So we had said we wanted to reach out to our Columbus friends to see if anybody knew these charter guests. And I don't know how much you can say, Kelly, but it turns out you know somebody who knows these Jeff and Stephanie.
Yes, I will. I got very interesting text messages on Monday as it was airing, asking if I was watching, and I was quite impressed that this person was watching. So, yeah, I was told that this is not an act. They're like this every day, and in fact, they are much worse. So, I won't say who told me, and I won't. Other than they know them very well. They know them well enough. We'll just say that they know them well.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so oh, too much, the things you've told me. Okay. So, Jack comes out and the guests give him a standing ovation. They loved the dinner.
It was well deserved, and I really was like, my heart was so happy that they did that for him.
Yeah, that was nice. And
Yeah.
Natalya texts Luka that she just landed in Genoa.
I thought she was already there.
I know, I did too. I'm kind of confused because like, was she there the whole time? Or did she like leave and come back? Certainly she didn't fly all the way home to Australia. I don't know exactly.
And then to conveniently be there
because
at
it's
the
probably only
end of the
been a
charter.
couple weeks, right? Probably since she left. I mean, it makes sense that she would just kind of hang out. She probably has friends around.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway. Okay, the next day, Laura's feeling better. She's going to come back after the guests depart.
Yay.
Katie Flood is texting Luka, and he's really balancing a lot of women right now.
How is he keeping them straight? It's like using AOL Instant Messenger and having like all the chat windows open. And you're like, who am I talking to? Who did that ding come from? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like, how is he keeping them straight? And how is he not like letting it slip.
I
I
know.
don't know. And everybody knows though.
I know
So it's
everyone
just
sees him
weird.
on his phone.
Yeah.
So
Weird.
Kyle tells Toomey that Luka's been texting Katie Flood, heart emojis, etc. And he doesn't have any plans to tell Jess. He says that he will stay out of it, but he will gossip about it because it's who he is at his core.
And Kyle, that is why we love you.
Aren't we all like that? We love to gossip.
Yes. We do a podcast over it.
Right. So guest departure. Victor, please come back. Leave
Yes.
Stephanie and Jeff next time.
Yes.
Laura
We'll
comes.
be available. So come get,
Yeah.
just let us know.
So Laura is back, and Kyle tells Laura about Luka texting Katie Flood. And Jess is listening right outside the laundry room door, and Kyle is then forced to tell her. And she's like, WTF, why would he want to stay in a hotel with me after this?
Yeah.
And she said, if he wants to play games, I can play games too.
And the games shall begin. May the odds be ever in your favor.
So the final tip meeting. Sandy compliments Toomey on her leadership, Jack for always being so positive every time people come in the galley, and
Absolutely.
she tells Luka he definitely belongs on the bridge and not in the engine room.
Yeah.
The tip's only $15,000. Totally get that. I mean, they didn't get to go anywhere. And that brings the total for each person. They made almost $15,000 each in tips this season.
Can you imagine?
No, that sounds
That's
so
amazing.
great. So crew is getting ready to go out, and Luka says something to Jess about, when we go to France, and she says, oh yeah, I'm not going with you. I'm going home. And
all right.
she is planning to get some revenge on Luka tonight.
And his response to her was like, okay.
Yeah.
But he doesn't even try and convince her to come.
Because he has
all I
two
kept saying was,
backups.
yeah. And I'm like, red flag, red flag.
Yeah. He's like,
like
oh,
number
all right,
20,
fine.
red flag.
Yeah. So Sandy goes to dinner with them. Jess is drinking tequila in the van. It's going to be one of those nights.
She's drinking it like it's water too. Like she doesn't even flinch after she drinks it.
Yeah.
I'm unsure of how she was still upright as the night went on. That was pretty impressive.
I don't know, that was unlike Lily. So the restaurant
or
is in
Lily.
this palace from the 15th century. Super cool. The food looks incredible.
Yes.
And of course, Luka is texting, and Jess says, can you please stop talking to your other girlfriends? She's on to you. So
yeah.
At this point, Sandy departs, and Kyle gets wind that Natalya is going to be joining them at the club. And Kyle's upset that no one told him, especially Laura. He's feeling anxious, and Toomey really tries to calm him down.
I'm sad that Nat makes him so anxious. I really am. But I just kept thinking, like, stay far away from each other. Stay away from each other or go home.
Yeah,
like
they're pretty toxic for each other.
Yeah.
So off to the club, lots of drinking, and then here comes Natalya. I really liked the ominous music that they played as she marched in.
And her heels like clacking on the ground like a teacher in the hallway. Like she's coming after someone.
Yes, she
all
was.
I kept thinking.
So Jess sets about trying to find some boys, and it doesn't take long before she's making out with a boy who looks like he's 16 years old.
Go girl, get some.
Yeah. So now Luka and Natalya are making out, and Lily and Max are on the beach. She's running down the beach. She falls. Everyone is just so sloppy drunk. And then I think Lily and Max are kissing at the bar.
And you're seeing everything of Lily.
What was that outfit?
Well, and was it shredded? Did it have the shredded look before she went and fell on the rocks, or did it get more shredded as the night went on? I have questions and concerns.
Definitely things were moving out of place of where they needed to be. But yeah, it looked like a wild animal had shredded her outfit. So Natalya sits down to talk to Kyle, and she tells him she's also been feeling anxious about them not getting along, and he apologizes, for what he said to her, and tells her whenever she's ready, he wants to be friends again. They hug, and he feels at least some kind of sense of closure.
What'd you think about this?
I mean, as we know, based on things that happened at BravoCon, this is not the end of drama between these two. I mean, it's always going to be a tumultuous relationship, don't you think?
One, I think it was kind of low that she decided to say all of this to them while they've been out drinking.
Yeah.
But, after BravoCon and everything and the big blow up on the show, then they show themselves that they're cool and copacetic with each other again. So I don't know. I mean, it's,
Yeah, on again, off again with these
yeah.
two. So back to the boat. In the van, Lily and Max are making out, and Max asks Lily and Jack if he can kiss Jess to make Luka jealous. And Lily says she doesn't care. Okay.
Lily's not sure where she is at the
No.
moment, so it's fine.
So back at the dock, Lily falls out of the van. That noise she made when she hit the gravel. And then I love how she like gives a thumbs up to the driver. No one is helping poor Lily. Yeah.
She's just there trying to figure out why she can't stand up. Did you notice she's just like, what is happening? And
Yeah.
I think her dress got tangled in her shoes at some
It took her
point
a
and something fell
long time to
apart.
stand up.
Yeah. I
So
was worried.
Max talks to Jess, and Jess asks if he wants to kiss her. Of course he does. But it's not in front of Luka. Luka's like downstairs in his cabin, and wasn't that the goal? And Lily sees them kissing, and Jess says, "Sorry, Lil, he's a good kisser, just saying." And Max says, "It's true."
What is happening? There's so much face sucking on this episode. It's like insane.
That's what Jack said. He's like, "What is happening to this group of people?" It's kind of like that one sailing yacht season where that night where everybody was making out, just you thought there was
Yes.
something in the water.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Lily is in bad shape. She hurt her leg, and her outfit that's made up of strings falling apart. Meanwhile, Luka pulls Jess into her room and helps her put her PJs on.
Is that what it was? Is that what was
That
happening?
was at least the cover of what he was doing.
Okay.
Okay. So Laura tries to intervene, and she tells Jess that she has no respect for herself if she goes back to Luka.
Yeah.
And Kyle lays out the facts to Jess. Like, that he's talking to multiple women, and you still want to be with him, and that's your business.
I could not get over this. I was so proud of her for like sticking up to him and like giving it to him. And now, I do think it was the tequila that was helping move along this decision to help her drop anchor with him again. But oh my gosh, like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Not cool.
So one last dropping anchor session for Luka and Jess.
There was nothing left to the imagination there.
No. Yeah, they still did their little blanket for it though. And then I kind of was surprised about this. Max pulls Lily into a guest cabin, and it sounds like they also drop anchor.
Okay.
So
that was fun.
This was an epic final night out. It really was. The next day, Lily can barely walk. Sandy has to make yet another call to a doctor, and I just feel like this season was cursed.
Like, of the women on the boat,
Mhm.
the only one to not go to the doctor, I think, was Toomey.
Yeah, you're right.
Sandy went. Haley, Laura,
yeah,
Lily,
Mm-hmm.
Jess. Oh, Jess went at the very beginning
Oh yeah, you're right, for her
for her
hangover.
stomach problems.
Yeah.
So Lily called her injury a UDI.
Yeah, I thought she said UTI at first, and I was like,
I was like,
TMI.
Doesn't okay. But a UDI, unidentified drunken injury.
I'd never heard this before. I think
Love
we've all
that.
had that for
Yeah.
sure. The only time I've like sprained or broken anything, I did it in the parking lot at a bar at Bowling Green on the night of Emily's 21st birthday.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
epic.
Yeah, and it
Epic
was like,
evening.
I woke up in the top bunk the next morning, and I was like, oh no. Like, anyway,
At least you made it back
I made it back. Yeah, probably did not need
into
to
the top
dance
bunk
and
too.
walk on that all night. What'd you say?
And you made it up to the top bunk
I
too.
know, I don't know how. So everyone departs one by one. Kyle says a very tearful goodbye to Captain Sandy.
I'm not gonna lie, I may have teared up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very hard to watch everyone say goodbye. Luka is planning to get together with Natalya once he leaves the boat.
Of
No
course
surprise.
he is.
And
Gross.
Alfine, like, that's the end.
Wow.
So, Kelly, what are your overall thoughts about this season? Like, rate it 1 to 10, 10 being the best.
somewhere between a 7 and an 8.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 7.5.
Because I do like, I loved having the two female deckhands
Mm-hmm.
and I thought it was great. And I loved how the whole deck crew just worked together very well. And
Yeah.
I agree that, we didn't see enough Haley.
Mm-hmm.
She was too fun.
Yeah, we needed more Haley.
Yeah.
Love, love, love Laura.
He
Loved.
better come back. That's all I have to say.
I know.
Like I will start a letter writing campaign for that too, along with the Bath and Body Works. We're gonna get
Yeah,
this
you better
going.
get on that. I don't know about you, but I feel like this is Kyle's last season. I don't know. What
Yeah.
do you think? He got so much hate. Lots of people do not want to see him again. As much as we love him, I just don't know that he's going to be back. I could see him being on Galley Talk if they continue that show,
Oh yeah.
but I
Yeah.
don't
No,
know.
I think you're right. I think this was too much for him this season.
Yeah, or maybe he would
And
fill in, or I don't know.
yeah, I would love to see Kyle back. And he's always been a huge supporter of us,
Yeah.
and our show.
Hmm.
And he's a really great guy, but he just
Yeah, this was not a good season for him. He just wasn't in the
no,
right headspace mentally, and he definitely didn't need to be paired up with Natalya.
no.
I also hope,
Especially since they have history.
yeah. I want to see Toomey again. I don't want this to be her
Yes.
only season as a chief stew. I'd love to see her
Yes.
again. Um,
Bring her back.
I doubt they'd bring Max back, but man, that was fun.
He was a good time.
Yeah, he was.
And speaking of which, this is our last time for doing our segment Metaphors with Max.
Okay, Kelly, which one of these Max quotes was your favorite this week?
Okay.
1. The foam is not taking. It looked like cheesecake of 5-day old. Like, wow, disaster. Where's the exit? 2. Please, not now. Please, not never. 3. We are both a great team of Avenger, me and Lily. It's my bromance, not my romance. We have this naked friendship chemistry. And 4, we are like kings tonight.
Oh, I like the third one. We have this naked friendship chemistry.
Yeah. So
Oh, too fun.
I will miss Max. I will miss that segment.
It's time for Hot Tub Convo, where we discuss what's happening with our favorite below deck cast members.
So Luka and Jack were on Watch What Happens Live last week. Luka is
Uh-huh.
still in Antigua, and Jack was in Austria on a ski holiday.
Wow.
Andy played this shady game asking Luka questions like, would you rather style about Natalya, Katie Flood, and Jess? And
Mhm.
Luka said he would not want to bring Jess home to meet his parents. And Andy was like, wow. But he said it's because they didn't have any chemistry. I mean, there had to be some chemistry there, right?
I mean, okay, well,
He
whatever.
said she agrees that they didn't have chemistry. I guess,
Yeah.
yeah. Boat chemistry is different than other chemistry. So it seems like Katie Flood is really his number one choice out of those three based on how he answered the questions.
Okay.
Also, he said he probably would not have hooked up with Jess had Natalya stayed on the boat. I know.
That's just rude.
It is. But also think back to like the end of things with Natalya when she was still on the boat. He was very hot and cold with her. He was kind of like done with her. So I
Yeah.
think he's forgetting
Yeah.
how he felt at that time. I don't know. Luka, you are such a
Something
mess.
shiny, something shiny.
Yes, boy.
Yep.
So he was asked who from Down Under would he not want to work with again, and he said
Uh-huh.
Culver.
Oh,
No.
why?
I wanted to hear like that elaborated upon.
Yeah.
A fan
Wow.
asked Jack if he knew about Max's dietary restrictions, and he
Huh.
said yes, he did, but they changed every day.
Oh,
Ooh, yeah.
right on. And you know what? I believe Jack. I believe him wholeheartedly on
Yeah,
that. So did you catch Chase's last YouTube video?
I did. I watched it last night.
This is the one where they bring the boat back from Fort Lauderdale to Charleston.
Mhm.
It's really exciting, and they had a lot of engine troubles. And one day they were just adrift in the Gulf Stream. That had to be a little scary.
So scary.
So everyone go watch Chasing Grace it's a YouTube channel, Chasing Grace.
Yeah, it's a good episode.
Oh.
So I saw on Instagram that Max is involved with an online hypnotherapy business. Did you see this?
I saw it. I was so confused. I'm like, this can't be Max. Like, he doesn't know that they're using him. That's got to be what it is.
I don't know. Sounds like he's a hypnotherapist. I don't know. I didn't dive into this anymore, but stay tuned. If I find out more, I will report back.
Love it.
Yeah.
So, in Below Deck baby news,
Mhm.
Jess, the chef from Below Deck Adventure, is expecting a baby girl.
Mhm.
And Julia from Below Deck Med and Galley Talk just had a baby boy. And I think Faye just had a baby.
Yeah, I think it's been a few months, but yeah, she
Okay.
has a baby girl, I think, right?
I think that's why she never wanted to talk to us because there'd be a baby in the background.
Maybe. Yeah,
I
she
got
kept it a
you.
secret. So we have some listener comments at Michelle
Great.
Jones 6600 writes Orbis. Oh, I had asked like what were people's favorite charter guests
Oh,
this
yeah,
season?
yeah.
Who were your favorite cast members? Blah blah. So she said Orbison's for best charter. Agree,
Yes.
definitely. Laura for MVP, and then she
Yep.
said it's been yeah. So I'm not sure what exactly that means.
Uh,
At Specs Durka and at SADZZ, I don't know, Sadaloo too, said Laura was the best thing about this season, along
yeah.
with Max and Jack. And um, they said they were forcing, oh, this person also said they were kind of forcing themselves to finish the season, and it hasn't been that enjoyable.
Yeah.
I agree. It's not my favorite. It wasn't my favorite.
No.
I don't think I rated it. I would say, oh no, I did like a 7.5. Yeah. It
Yeah.
was entertaining, but
Yeah.
at Dina J 1018 said she thought the season was just okay. Kyle was a little obnoxious. Nat was too sensitive, and Toomey did do a good job with guest experience. And I agree with that. I think Toomey did a great job.
I do too. She did really, really well.
It's time for our segment, Join Me in the Wheelhouse, where we decide who needs to see Captain Sandy for a stern talking to. Kelly, one last time, who do you vote for this week?
Okay, I have a couple.
Okay.
So I choose Stephanie
Mm-hmm.
for calling Jeff out on his weird outfit
Mm-hmm.
and not having any clothes apparently. And then I also call out Natalya. She was a little dirty.
Yeah.
Like she just played a little dirty.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew what she was doing. So and Luka, because he's a Scorpio.
Yeah, definitely. And in general, everybody for drinking way too much and making some questionable decisions.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, Kelly, we need to start brainstorming for our Stefan Med recap episode. So we have to think back what happened. I'm guessing there won't be an episode next week because, well, unless they do a reunion, which I haven't heard.
Ooh, that'd be exciting.
I don't know. I don't know that they're going to do one, but Below Deck OG doesn't start until early February. So I don't know. We
Are
could
we gonna get a week off?
maybe we'll just do our recap episode. I don't know.
Uh,
We'll talk.
Cheers.
Well, that's it for this week's episode of Above Deck. Thank you to our team at Hurrdat Media, especially our amazing producer, Grace. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please tell a friend, and please rate and review us 5 stars only.
Follow us on Instagram at Above Deck Pod. You can email us at abovedeckpod@gmail.com. Don't forget, you can watch us on the Hurrdat Media YouTube channel. And until next week, I'm Kelly Busby.
And I'm Sarah Goldman. See you next time.